Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Bree. Today we're going to be doing a book haul, but I want to change up the way I do book hauls, so I wanted to explain before we get into it. I haul books pretty regularly. Book shopping is something I love to do, and I get overwhelmed by doing the big book hauls when I wait, so I think I want to do a monthly book haul where I talk about everything I bought the previous month. So today we're going to be talking about all the books I bought in September and just go through those. Now, I will say, this is a big stack for a month. I have months where I go a little crazier than others, and September is always one of them because it's my birthday, so my husband did take me shopping, and I got a lot of books, but also I've been selling my books on Pango, so I have bought a lot on Pango, and then also, you know, I can't turn up a good deal at half-price bookstores, so we have a lot of books to talk about in this one, and I'm hoping that other monthly book hauls are not quite as large as this one. So yeah, we're going to be doing monthly book hauls from now on, and let's just get to talking about what I bought. So we'll start with Pango books. So like I said, I sell a lot of books on Pango books, and then I use that to buy more. So the first two are part of the Dangerous Damsel series, and that is The League of Gentlewoman Witches by India Holton and The Secret Service of Tea and Treason. So this is the second and third. I read the second in September, so you can see my wrap up for thoughts about that. But they're just a historical fantasy romance series that's really fun and quirky and just like makes me laugh out loud. So I have a good time with them. So I read those Series Society, really loved it, read this one, and I picked it up. And then I just went ahead and got this one as well because it was available. I have yet to read it, but I'm really happy I have it on my shelves to get to. And they're companions, so you don't necessarily have to read them together, though I think it is nice because the first couple was in this one, so I would recommend reading them in order, but they're kind of companion books, so each one follows a different couple. This one's going to be following undercover agents, and they're going to be undercover and have to fake date, so I think this one's going to be a win for me because it just sounds like something I'm going to love. Then I picked up the second in the Lady Trent memoirs. This is A Tropic of Serpents. I also talked about this in my wrap up, but we're basically following Lady Trent as she goes study dragons different places, and just it's really about her studying dragons, and I've kind of enjoyed the series. I would say I'm unsure about it at this point, but I do like the dragon side of things, so I picked this one up because it was a really good price on Pango, and they're not easily accessible at my library. Then we have one that I read at the library and I loved it so much. So that is Master of Gym by P. Jellett Clark. This wasn't a full 5 stars, but it was like 4.5, and I really loved it. It's a steampunk fantasy mystery, and it's set in 1912 Cairo. Yeah, 1912 Cairo, but it's an alternative type history book, and I just really loved the mystery and the writing. It was longer, and I think some things could have been shortened, but overall I had a fun time. So I knew I had to get a copy, so I saw it and I picked it up. And then the other one is Lots Away. I read this for a recent reading vlog, and you can also see my thoughts there or my wrap up, and I love this so much. I put it down. I bawled my eyes out at the end of this, loved this, and immediately turned around and ordered it on Pango because I didn't even have enough credits for this. I used cold hard cash. I mean, I would have anyway, but I used money for this because I loved it so much. So yeah, that's The Last Way. It's an urban fantasy YA mystery, and it's about this girl who is trying to figure out what happened to her uncle, and she has a ghost dog, and she has friends, and she kind of pulls from her history as being Lib and Apache and their magic that they have, which hers is raising the dead and stuff like that. So really good, highly recommend. So happy I have it now on my shelves. Then we have a gift from my sister-in-law. She sent me this for my birthday. It was my golden birthday, so I turned 29 on the 29th. So she got me Fourth Wing because it's a golden book for my golden birthday. And I'm really just so intrigued to see what I think about this. I know this is blown up on the internet, and she read it right when it released, and she said she really liked it. So I'm just interested to see what I think. I don't think I need to tell you what this book is about because I think you probably know. I will be reading it soon and let you know my thoughts on this. So, Fourth Wing. I don't think it needs any introduction. I went at the beginning of the month to go look at some books at half price, and I found these all in the same trip, and I just really lucked out. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So I like reading Agatha Christie, and I've been reading through the Pro series very slowly because I've been trying to read in order. After I had read out of order, and now I want to go back and try to read in order, so I've been trying to collect them. And I found these two, which is like the 6th and the 13th, I want to say. So we have Murder in Mesopotamia and The Mystery of the Blue Train. Like I said, part of the Perot series. And I love these editions. I try to collect these editions, and so I don't like to buy them at Barnes & Noble. I just try to find them at half price when I can, and I just think it's fun to kind of hunt for them because you don't always know what you're gonna get. So I picked up those two. I have no idea what the mystery is in those. I just wanted to have them. Then this one was a cover buy, but I've heard of the author before, and that's The Witch of Willow Hall by Hester Fox. I feel like Hester Fox is going to be one that I like because I tend to like gothic type stories, and I think this one's going to be a gothic story. So all I know is that there was 3 sisters who in 1821 had this house, Willow Hall, and they all fled from it, and I think one of the sisters is having to go back and kind of confront what happened at this house, and so I think it's going to have gothic vibes. Yeah, I'm excited to see what I think of it because I just have been really liking gothic books. So I saw it and I read it and I thought it's probably for me. So then I also picked up a series. So this was in their sale sections, and it's in a series that I have enjoyed. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, which is why I was searching for it at half price so I could read. My library also doesn't have it. So that's The Serpent's Tale and Grave Goods, which is the 2nd and 3rd. And I can't remember what the series is called, but the first one is The Mistress and the Art of Death. It's a historical mystery series, but it's set in like medieval times during, I believe it's the Second Crusade. Is it the Second or First Crusade? I can't remember. England 1176. So whenever, crusade that was. So I read this one and I really liked it, but I had the hardback and I have the paperback in the first one. So I just picked this one up, and I'm going to give away my copy of the hardback so that I can have them all in paperback. This one was just continuing on the events of the first one, and I don't know what this one is going to be about. But I like them. I like having something a little different in my historical in my historical mystery, because I read a lot of like Regency, Victorian, Edwardian. So I wanted something medieval, and I think it's fun, and I read it in school, so it has this nostalgia for me. So I'm really happy I found those. And then we've got this big stack, which is all from my birthday when my husband and I went. We got some. They do buy one, get one half off at Barnes & Noble, plus I have a membership, plus it was my birthday. So, I went a little crazy. I blame him because he is the one who bought them for me, so I can't be blamed for this, correct? Anyway, I picked up this graphic novel, Mothkeeper, by Kay O'Neill. Kay O'Neill wrote The Tea Dragon Society, which I still need to finish because I've read the first one. I fell in love with it. I just feel like I'm saving it for like the perfect moment, and that's just not going to come. So I need to just read it, and I think maybe fall. Maybe fall is the perfect moment for it. But this is Mothkeeper by Kay O'Neill, and I just love anything they put out. So I'm going to be picking this up. The art style is beautiful. I think it's about a keeper of moths. Truly, I don't know, but I'm going to read it because I love this. Then I picked up another graphic novel, which is the second to the Bug Boys. I think it's a trilogy. I don't know if there's going to be more out in it, but this one's Outside and Beyond, and it's by Lori Ketzner. It's a very cute story about bug boys doing bug boy things, going on little adventures. It's kind of like coming of age stories. So just learning about the world and like friendships and how to navigate things. And it's just so wholesome and so cute. And I love it so much. I didn't think when I picked it up that it would be so wholesome and so like warming to my soul, but it was, and I had to get it. So I've been wanting to pick up the second one ever since I read the first one, but I finally did it. I finally get it. I tend to not buy graphic novels. It's one of those things that I love reading them, but then I tend to not pick them up, and there's some that I love to have on my shelf. So I'm glad I finally got this one. Then we also got The Fragile Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab. This is the new series that came out that's an extension on the Darker Shade of Magic series. And I don't know what it's going to be about, but my husband and I are going back through and rereading the entire trilogy, and then we're going to read this together. So we got it. So I like to read physically. He likes to read audiobook. So I have Libro FM. So I'm using my credit so that he can listen and read along that way, and I can read with my eyeballs. So we picked this up. I'm really excited to have it. But I don't like this edition as much as the old ones. They redid the them to like all match this, and I don't like them just quite as much. That's just a thing. I don't know. This doesn't do as much for me as the old covers did. So I can't tell you what this is about because I don't know, because I don't want to spoil myself, because I haven't read the series since like 2017 or 2018. Whenever the third one came out, I had read them all. So yeah, I don't really know, and I'm refreshing myself on the series, and I'm really having a good time. So I picked that one up. Then we have one that I've wanted to read for a long time, which is Slewfoot by Brom. This is a horror kind. I don't know if it's considered fantasy, but it's definitely in the horror category. And it's like got an ancient spirit and this woman, and she's in Puritan culture, and she, I think, just gets fed up with society. I don't know if they want to say she's a witch, but I think she's gonna team up with this ancient spirit, and I think she's gonna ruin the village. I don't know. But Brom also illustrates, and so does all the illustrations, and they're just stunning. So I'm really excited to read this. He also has another one that's like a Peter Pan retelling, so that's interesting. So if I like this, I will probably pick that one up as well. Yeah, and it's just one that I've always wanted to pick up and try, but I just haven't. There's been something I've been worried about with reading it, but I did start it. I'm on page 14, so already can tell I'm gonna love it. So yeah, that's a win for me. Slewfoot. Finally glad I picked that up. They had a whole horror section there, and I picked up that along with Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez. This I've heard just such good reviews on. It's a longer book, and the font is tiny, so I think it's going to take me a while to get through. I think it's a woman dies, and her husband and the rest of their family or son have to go back to like her hometown, and I think they get involved in like a demonic cult or something. I really don't know, but I've just seen so many people that I trust their reviews read this and really, really love it. So I saw it and I've been so intrigued. So I picked it up because I'm just looking for more horror that I can get into, especially during this time of year. That's when I always want more horror. And then I didn't realize this had released yet. I thought for some reason it released in November, but that's The Last to Die by Richard Osman, and this is the fourth in the Thursday Murder Club. I loved the first two a lot, and the third one was a little disappointing for me, so I'm hoping I love this one. I, again, have no idea what they're up to this time, but I'm along for the ride because I love the humor in this and just the banter between people and the way that they come together in this little retirement community. I just love it. And Joyce is my favorite, I gotta say. Though, no, if I say that, is that true? Because I also like Ibrahim a lot. Especially his arc that he got. I just love him so much. And yeah, I think they're my favorite. And then lastly, I got A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross because I know that she's probably not going to be cozy fantasy. There's not going to be nothing bad that happens in this book. But I have heard her kind of referred to as a cozy fantasy, so I think she's going to be a softer fantasy. I think there's going to be a romance in this. All I know is like girls are going missing from an island, and I think someone has to figure out why. Yeah. I don't know, I'm down. I think it's 2 books so far. I don't know if there'll be more than that. It's been one that's just been on my radar for a while, so I picked it up. So there's all the books. Oh, this is gonna go everywhere. Yeah, so those are all the books that I bought. Gonna go put them on my shelves now. I hope you like this style of book haul a little more. It's a little more accessible for me to be able to talk about the books and just a little more chill way of doing a book haul. I just wanted this to feel more like we're sitting down just having a chat. I'm showing you my books and, you know, we can talk about it like you would a friend. So that's the end of this video, and just thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.